Cold in here. How you guys doing today? Not bad myself. Feeling a little freezing. It's a little cold in here. Haven't turned the heat on yet. A little chilly. Anyway, welcome back to Wednesday. I didn't post a video last week, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Today's video is going to be about, I got a suggestion from one of the commenters, how to be yourself. Now, I'm pretty good at being myself, I'd like to think. But I wasn't always this way. This is something I really wanted. I actually kind of got excited to talk about because I was a very different person even just like 5 years ago. I'm 24 now, just in case that wasn't said before. I was, so you probably can tell, I'm an outgoing, crazy, hyperactive, accentuatingly hilarious person. Go on. So I'm very outgoing. I love to be the life of the party, and I don't necessarily mean life of the party like I want to be the center of attention for like selfish reasons. Like I don't want to be the one everyone's like, oh man, he's funny as heck, he's having a good time, because I want them to pay attention to me. It's more like I love making other people have fun and doing awesome stuff. So people love when I show up at the party because I tend to be the party starter, is what I would self-proclaim myself. I actually get occasional sad text messages from people when I don't show up places because I just bring the enlightenment. Now, enlightenment? What am I, Jesus? I bring the fun, is what I would say. Now, I'm not telling you that to brag, gloat, or anything. I just want to show a contrast. That's what I'm like now. 5 years ago, I was, for those of you who know the terms, almost completely an introvert. I didn't like talking to people. I was afraid to even say hi to someone. I didn't like walking up to people. If somebody would ask me a question, I'd be like, huh? What? You're talking to me? And I would just get generally anxious about it. And I can still be like that a little bit today, and I'm not here to say that I'm the best at being myself, but there's a lot of things I've done over the years to get myself better at it. So let me just throw everything out on the table. I'm a nerd. I love technology. I freaking love Vampire Diaries. Other girly shows, Desperate Housewives, I rock with it. I'm still old school. I love the Pokemon, Pocket Monsters. I love watching anime, Naruto. I love really nerdy, techie things. I'm an Android programmer, as some of you might know. I live and breathe for the nerdiness of society. I have a loot crate out of frame you can't see. I have tons of hats. I love YouTube people. Like, by the way, I'm wearing the hat because of the hair. I have not showered yet today. Spoiler alert. I'm okay. And I was so afraid of people knowing that about me when I was younger. Now, I don't know how old or young some of you may be, but up until the end of high school, I was so afraid to talk to people, to be that person that, and this again is my example, to not necessarily you being yourself. Don't confuse being yourself with being an outgoing, eccentric, crazy, hyperactive person. Being yourself could be being the quiet person in the room, but being yourself means, basically in my mind, doing what you want to do without letting other people's opinions, negative opinions, affect you. Now, obviously, you're really close friends. I take their opinions into consideration. If I'm planning on doing something, and my friend's like, that's probably a bad idea, I'll go, okay, maybe it's a bad idea. Tell me why you think so. If I do something and then a stranger off the street says, it's a bad idea, do I know you? Get out of my face. Nuh-uh. Don't care what you have to say. You're not important to me. Now, is that a shallow way of looking at it? Maybe, but I kind of have to. I don't do it to be mean to people that aren't as important to me. I really do it for myself because without that, I'd still be that shy, unoutgoing person. So, when I was a kid, I was, or I shouldn't say kid, high school, you know, younger gentleman. I was an upstanding young adult. I was. Terrible British accent. When I was younger, I always wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the one everyone paid attention to. I wanted to be the one that made everybody laugh, that had a great time, that made everybody else's time better. And I just couldn't do it. I was afraid. I remember having to go up in front of the class to do presentations, and I would have this entire idea in my head of how awesome I was going to be. I'd go up, I'd say this, I'd drop some jokes, people would be laughing, back row would be wetting themselves. Again, don't wet yourselves. And then I would actually do it, and I'd get up and I'd go, and then get down and cry myself later at night to sleep with my body pillow. I miss him. So because I wanted to be not that person, because I should say that person is who I am now, because I wanted to be what I really wanted to be, like my real self, the way I started to emerge to being myself was a very gradual slope. It wasn't like I was shy and then boom, the next day, whoa, play that one back. I started out very shy. I did a lot of forcing myself. I bullied myself, basically. I was terrified of presentations. I hated talking in front of class. Hated it. Now I want to do that kind of stuff. But in order to get to where I'm at now, I would force myself to do it. So let's say, for example, you have a fear of talking in front of people, but you do want to be able to do it well. What I did was every time we had a presentation or had to do anything in front of the class, I would always be the first one to volunteer. Why? Let me give you a little bit of advice on this part. When you're waiting to present, you are the most nervous you will be ever. If you're jumping right up there, you have about 30 seconds of being nervous and you're already so in a panic, you forget about how scared you are. And it forces you to just jump up and do something. When I'm fifth to do a presentation, the first 4 people, I'm not even listening to them. So if you're afraid of presentating, presentations, as a sidebar, try to go first. Because the anticipation is the worst part. So I jump up, I'd get first. The first couple of times, 9th through 10th, 11th grade, I'd be like, and I'd get it done. And it forced me to get my outgoing part going and being the, not necessarily funny, because I wasn't really not that I'm hilarious now, but I wasn't really that funny then at all. I was more awkward, freaky, where I would say things and they were like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy? And I'd get myself out there, and I would just do what I knew I had to do to become the person I wanted to do. A very famous quote, I don't know who quoted it or who said it originally, so, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. I wanted to be outgoing. I wanted to be the center of attention. I wanted to be the person that people would laugh around, would have a good time around, would want to be around. So I would force myself to do those things, all the while having a midlife crisis panic attack, not a midlife crisis, but a panic attack in the back of my head, worrying that these people were judging me for who I was not, or who they thought I was. And that's stupid. It's so stupid. I'm an idiot for that. I wish I would have had this type of advice back then. Actually, if I had it, I probably wouldn't have listened to it. But if you are listening to this, heed the advice. Don't care what other people think of you. This is, I think, the most important thing to take away when you want to be comfortable in your own skin, is surround yourself with people who are accepting of you. Now, I'm a weird person. I'm a nerdy, dorky, geeky, awkward person. So I hang around, not necessarily geeky because, you know, that doesn't really matter. But I hang around awkward, funny, uncomfortable with themselves people. And I think the most important part is your friends. Now, the reason you don't want to put on a facade or a facade, or they're the same word pronounced different ways. The reason you don't want to do that is because then you attract the type of people you don't really want to be around, or really shouldn't be around. When you force yourself to be yourself, And this kind of works with YouTube or comedy or being yourself and having friends that support you. Everything in life is like this. When you are who you really are, everyone has an audience. Somewhere out there, there's tons of people that would love my types of videos. So I just have to keep doing the types of videos I love, and the people that also love them will eventually find them and watch them. If I'm a weird person, I gotta be my weird person. There are other weird people in the world that will love my type of weird and will love being around this type of weird, or inspired by this type of weird, or to joke with this type of weirdness in a person. So if I am truly me, eventually those people that I connect with and I make a good connection with, who will be my friends for the rest of my life, will find me. Now, I already have some awesome, awesome friends, and it's because I forced myself to be this way forever, for as long as I have. So my biggest advice to you, if you are watching this, my biggest advice to you would be, it's okay to be afraid to show people the real you. However, realize that the people that show interest in you when you're being your real you are the people you should pay attention to holding on to. Now, at first it's hard to let little bits of you strip through the surface out, but you'll notice the people that start to gravitate towards you when you are truly who you are. And I will tell you, the friendships I've gained where we have mutual weirdness or mutual oddities, or we're both crazy people, are the best friendships I've ever had in my entire life, and would not give up for anything in the world. And then they help reinforce that. Like now, if I'm ever, somebody just, oh, dude, you're hyperactive, you're kind of weird, you leave me alone. I'm like, I don't care about your opinion. I got a group of people who love me for me. So if they love me for me and I love them, you don't love me for me, I don't care who you are. Not to be mean or dismissive to your opinion of me, but just don't let it get to you. It doesn't matter. If that person, not everybody in the world is going to like you. There is not a single person in the world that every other person in the entire world likes. It just won't happen. Different personalities clash, different people get along with other types of people. You will never please everybody. There's no point in trying. In fact, don't try to please anybody. Please yourself. Yourself is the only one that matters. And if you... Okay, so I'll say this. The hardest part of really trying to open up and be yourself is finding those supportive people that understand the weird you or the person that you really are. So if you guys have any problems having friends or people who aren't your weird type of weird, I will absolutely be your friend, your YouTube friend. Feel free to comment. We'll talk back and forth. Whatever makes you comfortable. I know for a fact that the hardest part is getting yourself out there. Once you get yourself out there, you start getting comfortable with yourself. That's the best part. Now, when I was younger, people would be like, he's so weird, he's such an odd person. And I would take that as such a hurtful thing. Now when people say, dude, you're weird, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm weird. I fucking love me. I'm an odd person. I make jokes at bad situations. I'm the party starter. I'm the person people want to be around. But you know what? Now people want to be around me. Almost to the point where it started to surprise me. Like, I was never a popular kid in school. I was never the person everybody would go to hang out. I was more like the quiet kid that sat in the back. Now, I have people disappointed when I don't show up places. I have people that will message me or call me like, why aren't you here? We miss you. Get here. And it's insane. And it's not just a few, it's quite a lot. And that starts to really validate you as an individual. It helps. Once you get yourself out there, you surround yourself with people who love who you are, it'll make everything else worth it. Just remember that there's no reason to be sad about who you are. Even if you're super weird and you have the weirdest types of personalities, there are other people that like it. There are. Might be hard to find them, but that's why we have the internet. I'll always be your friend. Anyway, as I always say, this was a topic I really wanted to talk about, and I'm glad. Shout out to the person who commented. I don't know if you're okay with me just shouting out the name, so I won't do that. But guys, if you need more advice, or if there's other stuff you would really like to hear my opinion on, throw in the comments below. I'd love to help you out with anything. Or if you just have a funny topic you want me to discuss, cool with that. We're cool with helping you out with any problems you need. Because I'm a weird motherfucker. I'm just talking about Eric. Shut your mouth. I said that backwards. Dang it. It doesn't have to make sense. It never does. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so, like I said before, I skipped last Wednesday. I apologize for that. It wasn't really planned. I got a new job. I probably mentioned this so many times throughout my videos, so you guys who have been watching for a little while, I'm a software developer. I love doing another program things. I'm a little weird, quirky person, quirky. And I got a job as a programmer. And it's awesome. So I was so busy all week transitioning to a new job and all this stuff. It's a little too busy to film a video. I apologize. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen again. Now that I'm in a new role, I shouldn't see any foreseeable issues with said event. However, I don't know. I have more, I think. Oh, thank you as always for thumbs up and commenting on this video. It helps me out. And really comment. If you guys want me to talk about something or really need some advice, it can even be anonymous. Shoot me a comment in the... Does YouTube have an inboxing system? I'm pretty sure you can still message us. I haven't used YouTube messaging. If not, tweet at me, at Eric J. Murtaugh. Link somewhere over this way. And I'll put something up. But guys, you guys are the reason I do this. It's fun. I love getting those comments of people who enjoy the video or are happy that I could make them laugh for even a little bit. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. See you later.